Now, you probably all know the popular catchphrase for this programme is, of course, "We please your mother like no other," and that's snappy and punchy, but not quite as controversial as the title of Iron Maiden's current #1 hit, "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter." Please welcome Iron Maiden's main man, Bruce Dickinson. Cheers, cheers. Now, you don't have to do that. We know you're old enough to drink. You don't have to show off.
No, I thought it was the BBC. I can turn it the other way around.
No, you can if you really...
Moose head where my mouth is.
If you really must. Well, let me ask you something before we chat about yourself. It's, I guess, a sad day for British rock because it was only yesterday, it was in the paper today, that Steve Clark from Def Leppard is found to be dead. Did you know him? Was he a friend of yours?
Well, we know all the guys in Leppard very well, and we've played quite a few games of football against them. Usually won, I have to say. But it's very sad. I mean, it's sad when anybody dies and when you know the guy. I mean, I haven't seen him for a while. Because we've been busy touring and everything. But as I understand it, nobody knows exactly why he died. I mean, whenever I saw the guy, I mean, he was a strict vegetarian, so I don't know all this stuff you read about.
Well, that's never killed anyone as far as I know, but...
Well, no, so, I mean...
Well, I know, I've read the papers. I mean, he'll be sort of sadly missed by people in the rock community, certainly, so...
Yes, I mean, it's the sort of thing where you say, you know, we knew the guy and we're very... Obviously, everybody's very sad, but I don't particularly like, you know, going around prejudging why people died and all the rest of it. Suffice to say that he's going to be very sadly missed, and it's a great tragedy.
Let me talk. We just saw a clip from the ideologically sound video that you have for your #1 single at the moment, which I know, and there was something of a fuss.
Yeah, just one of the very few people that has seen it, actually.
Has it not been shown much?
Not really. Well, they showed 1 minute 10 seconds of it or something, which the song is about 3.5 minutes long. So you'd think that they could show a bit more of it. But there's some black and white bits from an old Hammer horror movie we put in there, showing a woman being sort of like taken to the slaughter, you know, and all the rest of it, you know. But the BBC, you know, thought that it was obviously, you know, too much cowabunga going on for the, you know, for the viewers on Top of the Pops. So they decided to edit it themselves. And then everybody else on telly did a sort of knee-jerk reaction and sort of went, you know...
So they've cut that out. But we showed it, didn't we?
Did you? I don't know. I didn't see.
Yeah, we just showed it. That's because we never bother looking at things first, you see. That's the problem. Ah. In future, we will be cutting out...
Yes. Open your mailbag. Yes.
But you're not... You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But you're #1, despite the fact that, if I'm correct, that this is the story, that it was not put on the Radio 1 playlist. It was not on the kind of rotation of singles.
Well, I think beyond that, I don't think it's even... exists in their universe. I mean, I think they were probably choking on their briar pipes when it came out. I mean, the thing with Radio 1 that we've always felt is that it's a complete anomaly having what was supposed to be a pop/rock radio station in this country, which replaced years ago all the pirate radio stations, which were playing all the stuff that the youth of today wanted to hear, and then along came Radio 1. And then we had all the like great British rock bands and a big explosion of music from the Beatles right the way through, and we exported it to the rest of the world. And everybody said British music is great, and Britain is where it's at. It's really creative, da. And now what we're left with is, you know, Stock Aitken and Waterman, God rest their souls. But I mean, it's not. You know, it's not the stuff...
It's very dance-orientated now, isn't it?
Well, it's not the stuff of which legends are made of, really, is it? I mean,
but I wonder, if you reach #1 despite not receiving hardly any praise, then is it actually that important? Why get bothered about that?
Because I think there's a principle involved, because it's not just us. I mean, we're lucky, because in a sense, at the moment, we're top of the pile, and we've been doing it for 10 years, and we've got a big fan base, and yes, they do help to put the records up there. Yeah. And now there's a big kerfuffle, because we made #1. But we've had top 10 singles for the last 10 years, and it's only now we've made #1 that it's actually focused all the attention on it. and people are starting to throw up their hands in horror and go, oh my gosh, and they didn't get any airplay. We haven't had any airplay for 10 years, basically. And there are other bands coming up which want to go on and, you know, get out in the world and expand, but in their own homeland, they're treated like, you know, second-class citizens by the radio stations, shunted away into, like, 2 hours on a Friday night with the Friday Rock Show on BBC. Yeah. And there is no alternative. I mean, you get this, like, Auntie Beeb attitude.
It does seem strange, though, because it seems, although, I mean, I thought that heavy rock was going to die out. It did seem like it was on its last legs a few years ago.
Some journalists rather hoped it would do, you know.
But now it's bigger than ever, isn't it?
1979, I think it was.
Yeah, it was on the way out then, certainly, you know. And at the time...
Well, no, it wasn't, though. It was journalists said it was.
No, it wasn't. It was on the way out there, because it was... you know, it was...
Just because you haven't changed your haircut since 1979 doesn't matter. I certainly haven't.
It was very poor back then for a while. A lot of bands were just getting very inflated egos, and they were just sort of indulgent. And then new bands came along. You were one of the new bands, and like Def Leppard and other bands, and it did give it.
Yeah, but with no help whatsoever from the media, though. I mean, that was a completely... I mean, I know punk and everything else like that, and new wave, you know, it was a valid movement, and it did create a hell of a stink, and it did kick out a lot of the sort of like old, you know, mumbling Bob Harris and his beard type attitudes. Thank God, you know, because... You know, it was taking people 6 years to make a record in between rolling a joint. I mean, it was getting really stupid, you know. And then along come all these...
Happy days, eh, Bruce?
Yeah. I'm only 31, you see. Yes. You remember it better than I do.
Oh yeah. But you said you're only 31, so you're 30-something now, and I know you're a father.
No, one.
You're 31, okay.
Yeah.
You're father, and you've got a baby.
2 next year.
When do you think you'll be sort of, you know, hanging up the very tight denims and knocking it on the head and maybe getting a sensible haircut? Do you see that in the near future, or is that...
well, no, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I think the only way my hair will probably get shorter is either if I have to, if it all falls out, which it shows no signs of doing at the moment, or if for some reason I sort of turn into a Trappist monk or a Buddhist or something. You know?
So style-wise, you're sticking with the safe and sound?
Yes, I mean...
kind of Thor, Norse god look.
Yes, well, I know it's Channel 4, and you've been watching that Ring of the Nibelungen, haven't you? That's what it is.
Hey, it's a safe way to get out your head, I tell you that
it's
much.
A safe way, yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't marry Eva Braun, whatever you do. You know what happened to the last person that did that?
Listen, I think I should change the subject very quickly. Thanks for coming on the show. We've run out of time chatting with you. We were going to do a bit of fencing. We haven't got time for that, unfortunately.
Right.
Maybe next time you come on and we'll talk about that and your book and all the other things.
OK.
Mr. Bruce Dickinson, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a deal. Okay.